Watch out. The person next to you may be a wizard. Satlaj, be careful. Your wizard there. Mr. Vinod. No, it's okay, it's okay. He may be a wizard himself. Mr. Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and fellow wizards. A wizard is a person like you or me, except that he has a secret. He knows the art of magic. 100 years ago, there were 3 brothers, 3 wizards. They were traveling along a long winding road in a forest. Then they came upon a river, a dangerous river with lots of poisonous snakes in it. No traveler survived crossing the river. So wizards, so they just took out their wands, made a bridge, and they crossed it. In the shadows on the other side was Death. Death was angry. He was cheated out of 3 victims. Death was cunning. As the brothers crossed over, Death went up to them. "Oh, great men of magical art! You have even surpassed me. You deserve something. I will give each of you something that will make you more powerful. You name it and you will receive it." The first brother, who is a warrior, he steps out and he says, "Give me a wand that will make me fight any duel and win it." Then goes to a tree of elder wood. He takes out some wood, fashions a wand and gives it to the oldest brother. Then the second brother comes. He is an arrogant man. He says, "Let me see. I think I can even surpass Death himself." So he tells Death, "Give me something that will make dead people come back to life." He is taken aback, but he takes a stone out of the river and gives it to him. "With this stone, you can bring even dead people back to life." Then he turns to the third brother, the youngest and the wisest. He asks him, "What do you want?" The youngest brother says, "Oh great Death, I want your cloak of invisibility." Very unwillingly, Death takes out his cloak of invisibility and gives it to the younger brother. Then he steps aside and allows the 3 brothers to continue, each onto his own destination. The oldest brother goes straight to where his enemy wizard lives. And there, he calls him for a duel. Obviously, he has the magical wand, which Death himself has given. And he fights and he wins. When the enemy wizard is slain and lain on the floor, Death boasts loudly, I'm invincible. I have the wand that I snatched from Death himself." And he goes to an inn and drinks. That night, a thief wizard comes. And he goes and steals that wand from the oldest brother. He slays him and he goes away with his wand. Death is watching. Death claims the life of the oldest brother. Now the second brother, he goes back home to his own house. His wife has died many years ago. He goes and takes out the stone, and to his joy, his wife comes back to life. Yet, she remains silent and withdrawn, and quiet and separated from him. The oldest brother is sad. He can't believe that his own beloved is separated from him. Then, filled with despair and longing, he then one day kills her and kills himself. And then, he gives a loud cry. Ha! You thought you could surpass me? Now I've claimed both of you. Then he goes in hunt of the third brother. As he hunted, Death knew that finding the third brother was difficult. But he searches and searches and searches to find that the third brother is nowhere to be found. Over hills and valleys, villages and hamlets, Death hunts. And years pass, and Death is in despair for the first time in the history of time itself. Death despairs. Death stumbles. Death fumbles and he fumes. And as he fumes, the netherworlds burn. The fumes of the netherworld enter earth. And the earth quakes and volcanoes erupt. The youngest brother, who is now 250 years old, watches as his grandchildren and great-grandchildren suffer the natural consequences. Having lived a good life, he himself goes to the place where Death sits under a banyan tree, huddled and weary. He takes off his invisible cloak and puts it around Death and tells him, "My old friend, you don't need to be worried anymore. You can take me now." Then Death, since the youngest brother has come willingly, he is at peace and all the world is well again. It just goes to say that having been born, dying and aging is an eventuality. We cannot stop it, but we can only postpone it with our wisdom. Being born, death is the only certainty.